Good morning, teacher.
Hello, good morning. And we will start right away with today's presentation. Okay, so let me share my screen, please. All right. Okay, Fleur. We're going to start, and I would like to read, please, the first sentence and then the two options to respond. What it says here.
I enjoy diving.
All right, great. So we have the picture of someone diving, no? So for example, if someone will mention this, you have two ways to respond. Could you read the blue one, please?
So do I.
That's something. That's a phrase that we can use to agree with this statement. No? I enjoy diving, and you can respond, so do I. Or you can respond with the red one. Could you please read it, please?
Neither do I.
Yes, great, thank you. So in that case, you are basically saying no. However, the correct way is to respond with the first one, not to agree. When we have affirmative statements, we agree with the first one, with blue. All right, so let's take a look, Let's take a look to the explanation. So when we have short sentences that are expressing maybe some things that we like to do, no, and to another person, there is a short way that we can use to respond to this statement. For instance, no, I enjoy diving. No, for instance, could you read this sentence, please?
I care about your future.
Excellent, thank you very much. So, how will you respond if your mom, for example, mentions or says this to you? How will you respond? Like just whatever it comes to your mind.
Yes, me too.
Great, yes. So we agree with it, no? Because it's something positive. But another way to respond to an affirmative statement is so do I, no? The use of so is expressing that me too, basically, no? So another way that we can say this, no, to respond, I care about your future, the long way will be, oh, I care about your future too. No, but basically sometimes we just go like, oh, me too, no? But this is another way that we can use to express affirmative agreement. So do I. Is the same as me too, or is the same as, oh, I care about your future too. Okay. Well, in the example, it means that no, this I person, it's also agreeing with that. No, cares about the future too. And we can use so, or we can use neither to add similar information to another speaker that has said, no? In the case of neither, we concentrate in negative statements. All right, so for instance, if we see a sentence like this, could you read it, please?
Jackie doesn't look very happy.
Okay, thank you very much. So because it's negative, to say, oh, I agree with you, or I think, no, the same, we can add a piece of information and go, neither does any other person. To add information in a negative statement, we use neither. Neither do or does, maybe. And we can add a piece of information. All right. Any questions so far?
No, it's okay.
Okay. No. So for affirmative statements, to agree with affirmative statement, neither to agree with this negative statement. Basically saying me too, but to whatever negative statement was. Okay, so could you read the bubbles, please?
I am happy, so am I.
Yes, thank you very much. So am I, no? And now, the order is not like I am, no? The regular order, it changes, no? It's not saying so I am, no? It's saying so am I. In this case, I'm happy. Is an affirmative or a negative statement, Flor?
Affirmative.
Affirmative, yes, it's positive. No, I'm happy, so am I. So this is the correct way to respond. For instance, if you're talking about yourself, no, so am I. In this case, we're using the verb be. That's why we use am. All right, let's see the explanation. So we use we use short statements with so to respond to an affirmative statement. No? So how do we use it? We have so, and then if we have be, we respond with be. No? If we in the statement we have the verb be, we respond with the verb be. No? But if we have any other verb or action, we respond with auxiliary verb. That like we see an example, do, or maybe does, depending of if it's singular or plural. And then the subject. The subject can be me or it could be someone else. Let's see an example. The fish is delicious. Could you read a second one?
So is the chicken.
All right, great. So in this case, we're agreeing with the information. However, the subject changed a little bit. No, we're not talking about ourselves. We're talking about maybe an object, a thing, food. No. So in this case, what verb do we find in the statement? There. When you find a verb,
The verb is.
Is. Yes, great. So is the verb be, no, in singular. Therefore, we respond with the verb be in the agreement state. So is the chicken. The fish is delicious, so is the chicken. All right, it has to have the same verb in the response. In the other example, okay, it's saying you look nice. Could you read the response, please?
So you do.
Okay, thank you.
So do you.
Great. So what verb do you find in the statement, in Nick's statement?
The verb is look.
Okay, great. Is not the verb be, right? When we don't have the verb be in the statement, like here, we use the auxiliary verb. In this case, this statement is present simple, no? The auxiliary verb, the correct auxiliary verb to use is do, right? Do or does, depending. In this case, it's singular, so we use do. If it will be you guys, plural, no? You guys look nice. Well, it will be the same, sorry. She looks nice, for instance, no? He, she use does, no? She looks nice. So does maybe someone else, no? So it depending of who are we going to mention the subject, we use do or does. Okay, depending on the subject. No? The subject here, it could be me, it could be my friend, it could be a cat, it could be singular, or it could be plural. Okay, the subject is, it could vary, no? However, the response here, it's usually the same, no? So depending, verb be, if I have it in the statement, or if I get any other verb, I do the auxiliary verb. And then I complete it with the subject, no? Any questions so far?
No, it's okay.
Okay, good. So this is so. All right, let's see the next one. Okay. Could you read the bubbles, please, Flor?
I am not happy, Neither am I.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So in this case, I'm not happy is an affirmative or negative statement?
Is negative.
Negative. For instance, we respond with neither, right? It's basically not me too, but for negative statement. What verb do you find in the first statement?
Is the verb be?
Excellent. Yeah. So for instance, because we have the verb be, we'll respond with the verb be. No? It could be any other verb. No? It really depends of the subject. In this case, because I'm mentioning myself, I have to use the verb be that corresponds to me. No? If we were talking about someone else, no, we change the verb be and the subject, right? Is that part clear?
Yes.
Okay, so the verb here, it doesn't matter if it's be or any other, we're going to use the auxiliary verb, right? But that depends on the subject that are agreeing the information, that it could be myself or anyone else. Okay, that's important. Okay, let's see the explanation for neither. Okay, so we use short statements with neither to respond to negative statements. I think that's very clear, no? I'm not really hungry. Could you read and respond, please?
Neither am I.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Again, the order is like that, no? We put first the verb, depending here, what verb do you find?
Is the verb be.
Okay, yes, great. No. Usually verb be, in present simple at least, they talk about feelings, no? How do I feel? We always respond with verb be. So the respond neither am I, no, is corresponding with the verb be, but the order, remember always, the subject always goes at the end. All right, so we'll respond neither or maybe so if it's affirmative. Then the verb and the subject always at the end. Always at the end. Another example. Dean hasn't noticed us. Read the response, please.
Neither has Jackie.
Excellent, thank you very much. So in this case, what is the verb in this statement?
The verb is has.
Yes, great. It's an auxiliary verb, no? That is the verb. So the respond, negative, obviously neither. And we have, because we have an auxiliary verb, we respond with that auxiliary verb. All right? So we follow the same. Just when we have auxiliary verbs or some modals, we respond with the same. But if it's any other, we change it. No, we use the auxiliary verb. Because here we already have an auxiliary verb, we respond with the same auxiliary verb. All right, so we don't need to change or look too much, no? So, and what, like I mentioned before, no? The verb comes before the subject. That means that the subject it's always at the end. So if, for instance, if we say neither Jackie has, it's incorrect. We don't say it that way. The subject, it has to go at the end, always. All right? So any questions so far?
No, I don't have question.
Okay, great. So to add a bit more information, no? Like I mentioned before, the response always is going to use the verb be. No? If I have the verb be, I use it in the response. Or if I have an auxiliary verb, if I don't have it, no, I don't repeat it, no. But however, I have to pay attention to the tense, no. But if I already have the auxiliary verb there, I basically use the same one, no. For instance, in the example, no, have, they use have. In the statement, we respond with have. Or do, no, if I get any other verb. But we can also use modals. If I get modal in the statement, I can respond with modal. Let's see an example. Oh, and if the statement has a form of be in the auxiliary verb, we use be, no? Like I mentioned before. example, Talia, I'm nervous. Respond, please.
So am I.
Yes, great. So because we're using be, we respond with be. Next example. I've never been to Valentino's.
Neither have I.
Okay, great. Because here the main verb, it's an auxiliary verb. I use the same one to respond. No, neither have I. No, I have never. It's this apostrophe. No, I have never been. And this is obviously a perfect tense. No, that's why I repeat the auxiliary verb. And finally, this pasta is delicious.
So are the vegetables.
Okay, great. It's vegetables. It's like something like that. Vegetables. Something like this.
Okay. Vegetable.
Yes. No pronunciamos esta E. We don't pronounce this E. The second E, we don't pronounce. It's something like I read in the chat, like vegetables, something like that. Can you take a look to the chat in the Zoom? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, could you read it? Thank you.
It's like vegetable.
Yes, great, excellent. So we don't pronounce the second E. Just forget about that. Okay, great. So here I have is, no? But I want to mention the subject, it's in plural, so I'm not going to repeat the same one, right? Depending of the subject, I change the auxiliary verb, or in this case, the be verb. No? For instance, here, if it will be a she or an it, I use has, right? So depending on the subject, I change the verb or the auxiliary verb. Here is plural, therefore I have to use plural here, right? Okay.
Okay.
Good. Any questions? I think we have one slightly.
No.
Okay. Okay, to wrap this up a little bit, no, if the statement doesn't have a form of be or auxiliary verb, we use do. No, we always use do when we don't have either an auxiliary verb that it could be have or any other. We use do, and we use the same tense as the verb in this state. For instance, Nick plays soccer. Read the response.
So does Dean.
Okay, great, thank you very much. So here we have any verb, right? We don't have an auxiliary verb, we don't have is, so do always goes for this any verb, no? But we have to follow the tense. We have to use the same tense. For instance, here it's what tense is it? Fleur, in this statement, Nick plays soccer.
In what time?
Yes, tense.
Is present.
Present. Yes, it's present simple. No? So we follow. Its place, we know that it's present. No? So we follow the verb, the auxiliary verb do, no, does. So for instance, if we have a past tense, no, we also use do, but in the past tense, no. For instance, Talia went to college.
So did Nick.
Excellent. So because we have a past tense here, adjust the auxiliary verb do to the past tense. Do you understand the logic?
Yes.
Okay, great. So it doesn't matter, no, the tense, we use do to kind of like to adjust the response, all right? And well, just to wrap this up, no, if I want to agree with positive, instead of saying me too, I can use so, no? So if I get any verb, no, in any tense, I can use do. If I get any auxiliary verb such as have, I can repeat it. But if I have the verb be, I adjust it. No? Be, am, is, or are, depending if the subject, well, all of them, right? If I'm going to agree with negative, instead of saying me neither, I go neither and then the auxiliary verb, they could be do, have, or am, and then the subject. And the auxiliary verb, it depends on the tense, it depends on the subject too, right? And if it's singular or plural, we have to adjust the auxiliary verb in both cases. That's important. We take a look to the tense and we take a look to the subject if it's either singular or plural. So that will be it. Flor, any questions?
No, I don't have question, teacher.
Okay, great. So let me share this first exercise. It's going to be this one. Let me share it through the chat. And just click on the link and we're going to start practice.
Okay.
Whenever you can, please. Let's share the screen. I will to share it. All right, great. Okay, so you're going to read a sentence and then you're going to choose one of the options, please.
I enjoy diving. So do I.
All right, next.
I don't mind horse riding. Neither do I.
Excellent.
I enjoy mountain biking. So do I.
Excellent.
I don't like roller skating. Neither do I. I enjoy skateboarding. So do I.
All right.
I don't like surfing. Me neither.
Great.
I love going camping. Me too.
Excellent. Finally.
I don't mind sailing. Me neither.
All right, great job. So I've just shared a new link and here we're going to practice a little bit of speaking. Just click on it and you're going to get many different statements and then you're going to respond depending of what you get. Okay, click on spin it, please. Thank you. What you get? All right, how will you respond? Pay attention to the if it's affirmative or negative.
I had been to New York. So have
Yes, great.
I.
Okay, you can eliminate it and then spin it again. All right.
I live in an apartment. So do I.
Brilliant, great job. Okay, eliminate.
I won't go to work on Saturday.
Do we get a
Yes, neither will I.
yes, we just repeat it, that's all. Excellent. Right.
I have a job. So do I.
Next.
I've been to Disney.
Mhm.
So had I.
Excellent. Great job. So have I, no? Because it's we follow.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I'm not Australian. Neither am I.
Neither.
Am I.
Okay, great. Excellent.
I don't speak Japanese.
All right.
Neither do I.
All right, great.
I went on vacation last year.
Okay.
So did I. I'll wake up early tomorrow morning, ready to start class at 8:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So will I. I can swim. So do I.
All right. Good job.
I exercised this morning. So did I.
Yes, great, because it's past tense.
I made coffee this morning.
All right.
So did I. I like pizza. So do I. I haven't been to Italy. So sorry, neither had I.
Yes, great job.
I haven't spoken to my parents for 2 days. Neither have I.
All right.
I will study hard this session. So will I.
All right.
I'm going to work tomorrow. So am I.
All right, great.
I'm tired. So am I.
All right, great. Okay, so finally, let's work on this last exercise. We're going to practice a little bit of writing. Okay, that's the last one for this topic, and then we will continue with the next one. So let's write. It's not charging, no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me share one more time. Okay, what about now? The last thing. All right, great. So now let's write a little bit. Percent.
Sarah loves chocolate.
Mm-hmm. How do we write?
So I do.
Remember the order?
Ah, sorry.
That's one.
So
Subject,
do I.
subject, always at the next.
I can play the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Neither can I.
All right. Excellent.
Catherine is English. So is I. So am I, serio.
The verb be, no?
She isn't coming to the party. Neither am I. Lucy will come early tomorrow. So will I.
All right.
I have to study this weekend. So had I.
Great job.
Dan live in Madrid. So do I.
All right.
He hasn't had any brothers and sisters. Neither do I.
Number 9. Yes.
I've been to Mexico. So do I.
But pay attention to the verb. I apostrophe B.
Oh, yes. So had I. I'm going home now. So I didn't pass the exam. Neither did I. She hasn't brought her laptop. Neither had I.
Mm-hmm.
David is living in Mumbai. So do I. I won't have a cake just now. Neither will I.
Right.
I'm not an engineer. Neither am I. John went to the lecture yesterday. So do I.
Right.
So did I. I am studying Spanish at the moment. So am I.
Right.
I like a cup of coffee. So would I.
Yes. All the auxiliary well, modal verbs or auxiliary verbs remain the same. No?
Yes. John wouldn't drive in the snow. Neither would I. Emma can speak French, so can I.
All right. Okay. So which one? Oh, maybe a typo. What you got in number 5, I believe. No, I think it's 8. No, 6. No.
Sí.
Number 6 is. So do I. And which is the other one? Number 13 is David is living in Mumbai. So am I believe. All right. Okay. I think you might want to charge your phone, Flor. So maybe while you do that, I'll share my screen and get ready for the next topic. Okay, let me know when you're ready, please. All right, ready? Great. Um, Let me start the presentation. Okay, so future time clauses. Sometimes we have ways that we can express different situations with different tenses. This topic is called future in the past. This future time clause it could come either at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. No, it's going to use the words that express future. It could either be a will, or maybe negative want, or going to, no, and would. These words help us to express the future, no. But sometimes we have the the time expression. It doesn't really matter, no. Okay. So, when we want to express these future time clauses, no, when we want to express that specific, emphasizing that time, no, for the future, we want to make a relationship with another event. No? That's why it's called a future in the past. We use the future to talk about something that happened already. So we are going to mention two events. The first event, could you read the sentence, please?
Dean and Jackie are going to talk about you as soon as they get here.
Great. So we have two events, not two ideas. The purple one, it's called the main clause because we are referring to the future. No, that's important. We start with the future. We can change. It's fine. However, we're concentrating in the future, and then we go like as soon as they get here. Now, we are trying to express two events. No, when something happens, something else is going to happen. Dean and Jackie are going to talk about you as soon as they get here. So I have two events that are going to happen, but one is going to happen first and then the other one second. Okay, so the first clause is called main clause, and then we have the future clause. This statement means that first Dean and Jackie, we will get to the restaurant, and right after that they will talk about this person. Okay, so we have two events and we're putting it together, and these phrases help us to put them together. For example, as soon as, it's a way to put both statements together. However, we have to pay attention to the tense. No, in this case, the first statement it's using the future, not going to, and the second one it's present. So if you understand the sentence, pay attention. No, the meaning is this exactly. No, future in the past. They're talking about something that will happen, but it's not happening. No, but they're talking in the past too. No, Dean and Jackie are going to talk about you as soon as they get here. No, when we understand the sentence, it kind of makes logic. No, future in the past. Okay, sorry. Okay, next. So the verb in the main clause is in the future. No, the main clause, it's always in the future. Okay, could you read that, please?
I'll smile when I see them.
So we have two clauses. Now the main clause here is using will. No? And then I use when. It's another word to put the statements together. Not using as soon as, and then when. When I see them today. The future clause, it's using present. Okay, they're just simply names. What you have to understand is that sometimes to express these future time clauses, one of the statements has to be in future and the other one in present. Okay, so to make the ideas together, because we're saying basically this is going to happen and then this is going to happen then. No? One and then the other. And in the future clause, even when it's called the future clause, we don't use will or we're going to, no? In the future. It has to be in the present. But because this is the statement that is talking about that it's going to happen. No? That's why it's called the future clause. Okay. So we don't say I'll smile when I'll see them. It's incorrect. repeating the same tense to refer to two different events, it's incorrect. The first one has to be in future, the main clause, what you are going to do basically, or what is going to happen. And then the second clause has to go in present. That's very important. All right? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, great. Next. I'm sorry. Okay, next. Well, there are at least three words that help us to put the statements together. We already seen when and as soon as, right? After also help us to put both the statements together. But these words are going to introduce the event that will happen first. Let's pay attention. Could you read the sentence, please?
Nick and Talia will go into Valentino's as soon as they put on their wigs.
We put on their weeks on, no? So the use of as soon as is going to introduce the event that will happen first, but also we can use when or after, right? These words help us to put both events together, basically. No, mentioning, oh, this happened first, and this will happen second. Oh, sorry, it's the other way around. This will happen first. No, they will put the wigs on, and then they will go to Valentine. No? So this will happen first. It's a typo, my bad. But this introduces what is going to happen first. So forget about it. This was first. No? As soon as, after,
Okay.
when introduces the first event. So basically, they will put the events, their weeks on, and then they will go to Valentine. ¿No? That's important. Perdón por el check. Pero esas palabras van a expresar o van a introducir el evento que va a pasar primero. And like I mentioned before, the order, it can change. It's fine. No? We can say as soon as they put on their wigs, Nick and Talia will go to Valentino's. That's fine. No? But as soon as introduces what is going to happen first. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, great. So we can also use before, until, or by the time in a future time clause to introduce the event that will happen second. So if, for instance, I don't want to concentrate in the event that will happen first, I want to concentrate in the event that will happen second, I can use any of these words to introduce it. Let's see an example. Could you read it?
Talia and Nick will get the proof they need before they finish dinner.
All right, great. So in this situation, the use of before is introducing what is going to happen in a second, no? When they finish dinner, and they will do this first, and they will finish. All right. So it really depends what event you're concentrating more, but these words help us to recognize it, and introduce it. That's all. Okay, but sometimes we can have two events that will happen at the same time. No, the use of while, that's the only word that help us to express that two events are happening at the same time, no, in a future time clause. Can you read the example, please?
Dean and Jackie thought Nick and Talia will listen to their conversation.
All right, thank you very much. So it's not, we start with while. While Dean and Jackie are talking,
Okay.
and Talia will listen to their conversation. So both are happening at the same time. Now that's the use of while, right? While. So in this example, they're going to talk, and at the same time, they are going to listen to the conversation. Now that's basically the use of while. Okay. And to finish, the future time clause, not either it can go at the end or at the beginning, it doesn't matter, the meaning is the same. Could you help me reading, please?
While you plan the mic, I look out for Dean and Jackie.
Yes,
I look out for Dean and Jackie while you plant the mic.
thank you. Mic is a type of plant. So now you plant it. So as you can see here, it doesn't matter. No, if the future time clause goes at the beginning or at the end, the meaning is the same. And with the only thing that we do to separate them is to use a comma. That's all. And both sentences have the same meaning, the exact same meaning. It doesn't change a lot. Okay, I believe that's all. Any questions?
No, I had question.
Okay, great. So let me share this. I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough time. All right. I'm not sure that you can use docs from your cell phone. Can you?
Mm,
Can you try? I'll send you the link. Oh, sorry. I thought I was sharing. Okay, let's try. Okay. Anyway,
okay.
we don't have a lot of time. What do you think if you work on it? There are just 2 exercises, and I can review it later on. I didn't realize the time. Okay, can you click on it and try to see if it works for you? I believe you have to be logged in your Gmail account.
Yes, I think I will show you. I see this.
All right, great. Yes. So unfortunately, we don't have enough time. However, you can work on it and I will review it. Is that okay with you? They're just 2 exercises, so you can practice this. So,
Okay.
you're going to
I
match the,
just
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
it's just 2 exercise, right? A and B.
Yes. So in the first one, you just match it, match the ideas, no? And in the second one, you just order the sentence. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. In the second one, we're just using when. No, it's the easiest one, I believe. No, when, but you just order the sentence. That's all. Okay. So you let me know so I can take a look to it and let you know how it was if you have time today, or if you have any questions, maybe we can review tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, on Monday. But please work on it and let me know if you have any problems understanding it. I don't want to take you too much
Okay.
time. I know you have to go to work. All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me run today's polls. All right. Okay, please answer the polls. And that will be it, Flor. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Flor. Have a good day, and I'll see you on Monday.
Okay, you too. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.